this is kind of our conversation on a course where we purposefully at Volunteer State teach soft skills as overt subject matter, as opposed to spin-off benefits of subject matter assignments. So that said, Star, I'm going to turn the floor over to you.
Sure. So this kind of development of soft skills for the FIEX courses came as part of the QEP, which is our quality enhancement plan that we do with our accrediting body. And so we started up this first year experience program and had specific classes, and we had some goals in mind. And some of those goals were to connect, help students connect, help them engage, and help them succeed. And so helping them both succeed and engage, it's really important that they build some of these, soft skills. And so even though they're considered soft skills, they're really transferable skills, skills that we can use both in college and as you go into the workforce. And so the idea behind it is we wanted to build these into the curriculum. So in our FIEX 1030 course, there's a section where students do self-management. Now, this used to be called time management and still can be that, but you can't really manage time. You can only manage yourself and how you use your time. And so we're going to make sure that students do things like develop a time schedule of how much time they have available, the amount of priorities and responsibilities they have. They plug that in, turn it in, evaluate it, kind of look through it, decide what they can do and make changes, and how to prioritize the things that are important to them. So that's just one example of the way that we're putting soft skills into the curriculum. Students are also doing things like acknowledging that they want to have a growth mindset. And so even though that's not a maybe traditional soft skill, the whole idea of that I can learn and grow is truly an important skill that all people need to be able to be successful with wherever they go, whether it's Vol State or a four-year college or onto their career.
Star, do you have a particular assignment? Maybe we'd like to click into the class that you'd like to show us that works on one of these skills or another one?
Sure. So let's look at one of these. Give me just a second and I'm going to navigate over there. All right, so here's an example of a soft skill assignment that we have in our FIEX 1030 course. This is an active listening and respecting cultural differences group activity. And the whole point is that students have a chance to interact with other students in a way that helps them hear what they have to say and see different viewpoints. And it's a pretty robust assignment. They actually do a Zoom presentation, kind of like we're doing now, and they record it so that we can, as instructors, can review it afterward and see how students navigate both asking questions, talking about a discussion, a topic that's going to have different viewpoints, and then watching our students learn how to navigate some of those soft skills and practice them of communicating and listening with others. So it's a great example. We have very detailed instructions of what they're going to do. We explain what the purpose is, what they need to do afterward, and we explain how they're going to be graded on this assignment as well. So all of these tie together to make an assignment that kind of puts a hard number onto a soft skill, but helping us make sure that this important soft skill is presented to students and they have an opportunity to practice it here in college.
Star, what are some of the challenges of putting a hard number on a soft skill that you found while teaching this class?
Sure. One of the hard things is there's a whole continuum. And of course, quite honestly, from an instructional point of view, that's where your rubric is really helpful. It helps you to really flesh out what kind of things you're expecting from students in order to get a better score and what they will be doing if they have, a lower score. And it makes it easier for the instructor to grade it, but it also helps the student to see what they need to do to move up to that next level. And so really it's about sharing your expectations and outlining them really specifically and helping students see what you're aiming for.
Star, where there are challenges, of course, there are opportunities. Can you recall any interesting feedback from students on this or other assignments about how perhaps the five class opened up their eyes to soft skills or a particular skill in general?
Well, I can tell you that this was one of their favorite assignments. It's a great chance. This was the last time I taught this, it was when we were all online.
Mhm.
And so it was the first chance that students had in this course to really interact with fellow classmates in a way
Mhm.
that was kind of face to face and more personal rather than discussion boards. And so they all really appreciated this assignment. And it was really interesting. They found ways that they were very similar to the people in their group, and they found that there were ways they were very different from people in their group. And of course, that's what it's all about. It's about trying to find the sameness in others and also appreciate and accept differences.
Well, and what's nice is really you're looking at technology enhanced learning as well as a way to give real punch and power to teaching soft skills in the online environment, moving beyond the simple text of a discussion, a traditional discussion. So that's really great.
Well, and on top of that, because we're using something like Zoom and students are recording themselves with it, it wasn't even necessarily nestled into the soft skills that we were going for, but they had to be able to use Zoom, which is, maybe more of a hard skill, but it's the way of the world. We need to be able to communicate with people using technology because that's the way many companies are having people to connect. And so it's a great way to kind of practice the soft skills of communication, but also the hard skills of how to do it in an online environment.